What's up, guys and gals? It's Wednesday, so you know it's time for the chapter review for Kengan Omega, chapter 350. And in all honesty, this went exactly the way I expected it, and most other people expected it to go. Some people might be, because I did read some of the comments from last week's chapter and stuff, where people were worried that this was a bad outcome for Waka, because at worst, they said worst case scenario, the Icy Emperor is still going to go down, no matter what. And that's one of our guys eliminated. He didn't take out any worms, as far as we know, etc., etc. And then Waka is not at 100% health. And that's only going to hurt us in the long run, rather than help us. That's not a good thing. That being said, and that does happen, but that being said, it's still minor levels of damage for right now, as far as we can tell. But it is still damage. It still may or may not end up being significant damage. But with the new rule set, it's kind of irrelevant anyways. Because in the same breath that the rule that was added where it's like, okay, you have to destroy at least one of the watches, so there's not enough worms. It's not like there's 30 bad guys and 30 good guys. You know, it's not an even split. You're going to have a lot more matches against Kengan Fighter versus Kengan Fighter to make this happen. And also during this chapter, as I said, the new rule even makes it that much worse. Now, the location thing might be one thing, but because I still believe, from what I understand, is that it's not going to be like, oh, ping, I know where everybody is. It's still got the range of the Apple Watch going forward. It's just, it's going to show up in color. Red for bad guys, blue for good guys, like Star Wars style, or black or white, or whatever, however it goes, right? So that part of the rule doesn't bother me that much. I'm not that worried about it as far as anything else goes. It would only matter if, remember at the very, very beginning of Kengan Omega, where the worm were infiltrating, and they literally looked like the other person, and most people couldn't tell, even, Nogi's secretary and stuff like that, and there was the really creepy artwork of that dude, the snake guy who uses the snake fist style and all that stuff. Like, you guys remember that? If that's the case, then yeah, 100% that would be a bit of a problem. And then for people trying to do that whole, that incognito thing, you know what I mean? They'd be like looking at their watch like, but your dot is showing up black slice, you know, their throat gets cut sort of idea. That would be one thing. But since they haven't really been utilizing that, and our top tiers wouldn't fall for that anyways, as far as I'm concerned, I think we're good to go. I think the second rule doesn't really do a whole lot other than just add some fuel to the already lit fire. While the first new rule added being the fact that now it's only the top 10 fighters are going to reach the final area. So everyone needs to fight right now. Everybody needs to fight. Shen needs to fight. Everybody needs to fight. If Yan wants to get in there, if Gilbert wants to get in there, they have to defeat multiple people. Only the top 10, when the time limit's over, you have to reach the final area, but only the top 10 people are going to get in. So, that also means that there could still be 15, 16, 20 fighters still left standing, but only the top 10 are going to get in. It'll be interesting. I guarantee you there's going to be a tiebreaker for like 8th, 7th, and 8th, or something like that, 5th and 6th. Something going down in that regard. Like there's going to be multiple people with the same number, and it's like, okay, these, and then it'll be special announcement right now, now that everyone has reached the final area. Those we have 2 special matches between the tiebreakers to determine who are going to be the top 10 participating, and we're going to have like 2 tiebreaker matches that are going to be really long, drawn out, like half a dozen chapter fights. Probably some really good matchups. Like, this is a good thing from a narrative perspective, because it'll give us all the opportunity to watch a full-on straight-up fight. Probably, as I said, these tiebreaker matches. I'll be very disappointed if there are no tiebreakers by the end of this. And I think there will be some special tiebreakers, because they'll all reach it. It'll be, and they'll fight in the final arena. Like, to start off, it almost be like preliminary fights. You know, everyone will have a chance to like rest or whatever till the final match, and then it will all fill the stadium, and boom, we'll be back in the, because I believe the final area does include the original Kengan arena where they fought the first time. It'll be like, okay, we're filling these old stands, it'll be a nostalgia trip and blah, 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 and then we'll have like 2 Ashura legends going at it to secure a spot for the finals. You know, like, that'll be really, really cool. So I think this definitely adds more. It's not taking away anything. It's only adding. Koga pretending like he's top shit is still fucking hilarious to me. But I get all that out of the way. Because narrative, we talked about the narrative of what the new rule states. It's just going to add more action to everything. We're going to get more fights until we get to that final arena. We have to eliminate quite a number of people. Because even though I believe that there's probably going to be at least a dozen to, as high as about 18 fighters remaining that are never defeated technically, we still have 51 remaining. So that means we're going to have some off-screen fights for sure, and some short ones like this one was, which only lasted a chapter at total, right? But it's still going to happen, and we're still going to see quite a few because there's still 51 fighters, remaining even after the end of this chapter. So, but I covered all that to say that this went how everybody expected. I'm glad Himura got the 1-inch punch off, because that's his thing. Jet Li, or not Jet Li, Jeet Kune Do is the fight. Bruce Lee's fighting style. And the 1-inch punch, famously used by Bruce Lee. He, I know a lot of people want to use that stupid-ass term that I do not use, because it's dumb, and I'm not using words that don't exist. And I know that he's a disappointment for a lot of people, but you got to remember, he was never an A-lister to begin with. The fact that that Himura sits down in, as far as I'm concerned, Himura sits down in about near the top of C tier, probably top of C, lowest of B tier type of fighter. But he's always been that in that regard. He's never really gone out of that in that case. He's never gotten worse. He just hasn't really improved while the gap has continued to widen. In the same way it happens in a lot of mangas, especially sequels. Just anybody look at Dragon Ball. You know what I mean? It's the Goku Vegeta show. It is what it is. And they have to try so damn hard to make anyone else relevant with sometimes less than well-written power boosts for other characters just to make it, a few Deus Ex Machinas just to get some other characters involved, right? So, as a result of that, it's the same thing sort of happened here, but he's been consistent. It's fine. The fact that he knew he couldn't win, but he wanted to try his best to get one clean hit off, and it did do damage to Waka. The art, by the way, of these two, especially that final blow with those thick painter's lines on Waka's form, when he slams himself into Himura, totally takes him down and stuff like that. Like, Waka's build-up in this Mirage boost, or burst, or whatever. That's really well drawn. And his faces, he makes connection. And the two of them, clashing sort of idea. Really nice, stylistic, choreographed nice in that worm's eye view almost. Not exactly a worm's eye view. It's slightly elevated. I forget what it's called when it's above worm's eye, but it's still from the ground up. There's another name for it. But almost a worm's eye view, coming in from we have a bird's eye view going into a POV almost, but an off-angled POV of Waka coming in, and then we get the worm's eye view, the adjusted worm's eye view, then to see the full force of what Wakatsuki is actually going to bring to the table. Those big, huge drawn painter's lines across, his thighs, his arm, slamming into Himura, taking him down and stuff like that. You can't deny this was some nice goddamn art. Like, I felt that impact. That's what we should see. I saw it last chapter. I see it this chapter. Some of these are really nicely drawn. I'm just saying, So, while it was short and sweet, it's what everyone expected to happen. So, the fact of the matter is, the only thing I think anybody could complain about is that it was on screen. Maybe. But it's what's supposed to happen. So narratively, from a power scaling perspective, a character perspective, and a narrative perspective, everything went as the way it should. So I don't think any fan should be unhappy. The only thing you could be unhappy with, as I said before, is, which is what I saw the comments say, is the fact that Waka took damage. He took the 1-inch punch straight to his chest. It's throbbing and it's like crack, crack. Yeah, he took a hit. And all Waka said was sort of in the line. It works some better with the beard himself, but he's basically like, I, Wakatsuki, still have room to grow. That's all this proves, sort of idea. And I'm like, yeah, man's starting to step into those Kuroki shoes. They're a size too big for him still. He's trying to be Mike. It's okay, but the fact that he's trying to step up to that shoe size, like, let's go. Man's just like, all this proves is no matter how well I improved and no matter how I'm using Blast Core now and all my different moveset, is that I still have room to grow, is all this proves. Because I didn't win flawlessly, that doesn't deter me. That just means that I can still get stronger. And that excites the hell out of me. That's some Goku shit, Let's go Wild Tiger. That's all I'm going to say. Let's go Wild Tiger. Like, I like this exchange. I think we needed to see this exchange to see, if nothing else, to see Himura knew he stood no chance, but he entered knowing he's a C tier fighter in a den full of S and A tiers, and he still said, I'm not backing down. So kudos to him. He's got the balls of steel. And it also double backed and showcased us Waka's ability and Waka's character growth. As in, he's always been timid about his own strength in a sense. He's always been scared to fight. Not scared. Scared's the wrong word, but he's always tense before a fight. He always does that thing. Like we saw that in early Ashura, where he's a very humble fighter to a degree. And when the chips go down, he got a little too confident, a little overcocky. And now he's more humbled in the same way that Kuroki was. Kuroki beat everybody he ever went up against. And he's still like, I am far too green. Because this should have been easier. I should have won flawlessly. If it's not a perfect victory, video game style, if I don't get that flawless, across the screen with a Super Smash Brothers fucking announcer telling me, perfect, flawless. If I don't get that shit, like a 99 to 0 to these boys, And I think to a degree, that's a great mentality for S tiers to have. Because otherwise they get stagnated. The thing that Yan was worried about, showcasing to the Kengan Association the Connector's power, because these guys all hit a ceiling and thought they reached it. Their goalposts were pretty much met. They could see the goalpost. Now, the goalpost, they can't even fathom that goalpost, and that didn't deter them, that just excited them. That made exponential growth. And we love to see it. And I love to see Wakatsuki's attitude as a martial artist towards that. So, yeah, I really like that aspect of the chapter. I like that we got to see both character, not necessarily development on Himura's part, but just Himura as a character. He made a good character stand, and we did see the growth of Wakatsuki's character in a few short pages. Just a small exchange. Anybody have a problem with that? Because I certainly didn't. I thought it was really good. So 350, I was happy with. I'm grateful for the new rule change, because I think these tiebreaker matches are going to be like matches made in, power scaling heaven. When they do happen, I'll be very disappointed. I will tell you guys, if there are no tiebreakers by the time they reach that final arena, I will be very upset. And I will call Sandro out for missing a golden opportunity, because that is a license to print a great matchup. So yeah, to showcase two fighters who got to the final arena, who are badass in their own right, and one of them has to lose. Like, there is no choice, That's what the Kengan Ashore tournament gave us, So I feel like tiebreakers are a way to almost bring some of that energy back. So I'm really looking forward to that. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed Chapter 350. I really liked it, as you guys can tell, because I managed to ramble 15 minutes about it. So obviously it was a pretty good chapter. That, or I ranted and absolutely dismissed it. Either way, the timestamp doesn't really mean anything when it comes to my reviews. You guys know that already. Love it, hate it, or indifferent to it, I always know how to ramble on a tangent. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed the tangent. Hopefully you feel the need to like, comment, and subscribe as always. And we'll see all you wonderful people back here next Wednesday for Chapter 351. Hope you all had a great Easter weekend, however you chose to celebrate it, even if you don't celebrate Easter. Did you have a nice long weekend? Hopefully you got a holiday out of it, right? So, either way, hopefully you guys enjoyed your weekend. And we'll see you back here next Wednesday. Have a good one, everyone. Sayonara.